So, namaskaram andi. Na peru Murali, zoology lecturer, Gauldoddi. So, today now discuss about transport of gases. Transport of gases means so O2, CO2 transport. Today, now discuss about O2, CO2 transport. O2, CO2 transport. So, gases are exchanged. Gases are exchanged based on the partial pressure of the gases. Partial pressure of the gases. So, that means partial pressure of gases means partial pressure of the gases. Partial pressure of the gases. So, for the oxygen, that is PO2. For the oxygen, that is PO2. For the carbon dioxide, PCO2. For the carbon dioxide, PCO2. Partial pressure of oxygen, partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Yes, that gases are exchanged based on partial pressure. That is concentration gradient. Next one, solubility of the gases. Next one, what is that? Solubility of the gases. Solubility of the gases. Third one is what? Surface area. Third one is surface area. Third one is surface area. Next, fourth one is thickness of the respiratory membrane. Thickness of the respiratory membrane. Thickness of the respiratory membrane. Next, fifth one is the distance. Fifth one is what? Distance. Based on these five factors, gases are exchanged. Based on these five factors, gases are exchanged. Yes, this is the five factors influenced the oxygen transport and carbon dioxide transport. Yes, this is important. Next one, oxygen and carbon dioxide transport. So, atmospheric air enter into the lungs. Atmosphere air enter into the lungs. So, after that, lungs to the water, blood. Lungs to the water, blood. Blood to the water, tissues. So, this is the what? Oxygen transport. Atmosphere to lungs, lungs to blood, blood to the tissue. This is the oxygen transport. And reversible manner, yes, you see, from tissue, carbon dioxide, from tissues, carbon dioxide releases into the what? Blood. So, blood to the what? Lungs. Lungs to the what? Atmosphere. Yes, this is the oxygen transport this way, and this is a carbon dioxide this way. Yes. So, these gases are exchanged based on the what? So, partial pressure of oxygen and partial pressure of carbon dioxide, concentration gradient, that is, and surface area, respiratory membrane thickness, and what is the distance, and solubility of the gases. The five factors influenced the carbon dioxide and oxygen transport. Yes. So, finally, today clearly discuss about what? Oxygen transport and carbon dioxide transport. So, for example, this is a lungs area. Yes, this is lungs area. Yes, this one is the water tissue area. This is the water tissue area. This is lungs area. This is a tissue area. From the lungs, oxygen transport into what? Tissues. From the lungs, atmospheric oxygen enter into the what? Lungs. Lungs to the tissue. It is carried by the what? Blood. It is carried by the blood. Yes, it is carried by the blood. So, blood So blood also very important for transport of gases. So for example, you take the human blood. So in the human blood, what is that? RBC is present. In the RBC, what? Hemoglobin is present. Hemoglobin is a respiratory pigment. So the respiratory pigment carry the oxygen and carbon dioxide. The oxygen transported from lungs to the tissue, and carbon dioxide so transported from tissue to the what? Lungs through the what? Blood. In the blood, what is present? RBC, erythrocytes. In the RBC, what is present? Hemoglobin. This hemoglobin carry the oxygen from lungs to the tissue, and this same hemoglobin carry the carbon dioxide from tissue to the what? Lungs. First now discuss about what? Oxygen transport. First now discuss about what? Oxygen transport. Yes. First now discuss about oxygen transport. From atmosphere, oxygen enter into the lungs. So in the lungs, what is present? Alveoli present. So in the lungs, what is present? Alveoli present. So oxygen enter into lungs means enter into the alveoli. Yes. In the lungs, which factors are present? In the lungs, PO2 pressure is more. In the lungs, PO2 pressure is more. Partial pressure of oxygen is more. In the lungs, pH is more. In the lungs, pH is more. In the lungs, PCO2 less. In the lungs, PCO2 less. H plus ions less. Temperature also less. These factors influence the oxygen transport. That means these factors, so oxygen and hemoglobin is binded. These factors influence the oxygen and hemoglobin binding. Means in the lungs area, oxygen bind with what? Hemoglobin. In the lungs area, oxygen bind with hemoglobin. That means what is formed? HbO2. HbO2 means hemoglobin. Hemoglobin present in where? RBC. So RBC present in where? Blood. Blood is a mediator for exchange of gases. Blood is a mediator for exchange of gases. That means which factors influence the oxygen bind to hemoglobin? That means PO2 partial pressure of oxygen more, pH more, PCO2 less, H plus less, temperature less. In the lungs area, pH, PO2, two factors are more. PCO2, H plus temperature is less. These factors present in the lungs, now oxygen bind with what? Hemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin affinity is more in the lungs due to these factors. That's why what is formed? HbO2. Now with the help of HbO2, so when oxygen bind with hemoglobin, these oxyhemoglobin enter into the what? Tissue area. Enter into tissue area. You listen here, in the tissue area, what is present? Which factors are present? In the tissue area, PO2 less. So in the tissue area, pH less. So in the tissue area, PCO2 more. In the tissue area, PCO2 more. In the tissue area, H plus more. In the tissue area, temperature more. These factors influence the dissociation of oxyhemoglobin. Dissociation. In the tissue area, PO2 less, pH less, PCO2 more, H plus more, temperature more. That's why these factors in the tissue area, oxyhemoglobin is dissociated. Means oxyhemoglobin enter into tissue area. That means in the tissue area, oxygen and what is that? Hemoglobin is dissociated. Oxyhemoglobin dissociated. Finally, what is that? In the tissue area, oxygen enter into the tissues. In the tissue area, oxygen enter into the tissues. From the tissue, CO2 released. From the tissue, CO2 released. The CO2 bind with what? Hemoglobin. When oxygen so dissociated from hemoglobin, the oxygen enter into tissue, from the tissue carbon dioxide release, the carbon dioxide bind with what? Hemoglobin. That means oxyhemoglobin dissociated due to this factor. Carbon dioxide hemoglobin associated due to these factors. Due to these factors. And carbon dioxide hemoglobin, carboxyhemoglobin enter into tissue, enter into the lungs. Carbon dioxide and hemoglobin, carboxyhemoglobin enter into the lungs. In the lungs area, carboxyhemoglobin dissociated due to these factors. Students, you remember these words. For the oxygen transporter, these main factors influenced. Where, so in the lungs, what factors are there? In the tissues, what factors are there? In the lungs, oxyhemoglobin associated. In the lungs area, carbon dioxide hemoglobin dissociated. In the tissue area, oxygen hemoglobin dissociated, carbon dioxide hemoglobin associated. Yes, this is the main factor. Yes, this is the main factor. So, for example, so I explained through the graph. For example, you see, this is the graph. This is the graph. Oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. Oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. What is oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve? That means partial pressure of oxygen. The relation between partial pressure of oxygen and hemoglobin saturation is known as oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. For example, this is the x-axis. For example, this is the y-axis. Here you see this one is the lungs area. For example, this is the tissue area. You know already. So what is that? In the lungs, which factors are there? So in the lungs, which factors are there? So PO2 is more. PO2 more. Yes. pH more. In the lungs, pH more. PCO2 less. PCO2 less. And what is that? So H plus is less. Temperature is what? Less. Temperature less, H plus less, PCO2 less, pH more, PO2 more. These factors present in where? Lungs area. That means in the lungs area, what is that? Oxygen bind with what? Hemoglobin. When oxygen, so partial pressure of oxygen is more. That's why oxygen bind with what is that? Hemoglobin. That is formed what is that? Oxyhemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin associated in the lungs area. Means in the lungs area, oxygen levels, partial pressure of oxygen is more. That means the graph move upwards. That means graph move upwards. Graph move upwards. Means oxyhemoglobin carried by what? Blood. Oxyhemoglobin carried by the blood. So that means the blood transport the oxygen into the tissues. When oxygen enter into tissue through the hemoglobin, so that means when going to the tissue areas, when it is going to the tissue areas, oxygen levels decreases. When oxygen levels decreases means, so that means in tissue area PO2 is less, PCO2 is what? More. That means in the tissue area PO2 less, PCO2 more. That means slowly oxyhemoglobin affinity decreases. When oxyhemoglobin affinity decreases, yes, the graph just so move this side, means what is that? Right side. Move the graph, move away from what? Y. Move away from y axis. It move away from y axis, it bends what is the right side and form the what is that? S-shaped sigmoid curve. S-shaped sigmoid curve is formed. Because of here what is that? PO2 less, PCO2 more. That's why oxyhemoglobin affinity decreases. That means the graph bends right side. That is known as what? Oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. Partial pressure of oxygen. So here you write what is that? PO2, partial pressure of oxygen. Here what? Hemoglobin saturation. In y-axis hemoglobin saturation. In x-axis partial pressure of oxygen. So that means now graph is formed. What is that? S-shaped sigmoid curve. Yes, this is the oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. Finally, oxygen reached to the tissues. Finally, oxygen reached to the tissues. For example, you take the what? Myoglobin. For example, myoglobin. You listen here, what is the difference between, first now discuss about difference between hemoglobin and myoglobin. First you listen here, hemoglobin. So hemoglobin and what is that? Myoglobin. Hemoglobin and myoglobin differentiation. So hemoglobin present in RBC. Hemoglobin present in RBC, myoglobin present in muscles. Myoglobin present in muscles. Hemoglobin present in RBC, myoglobin present in muscles. Hemoglobin carry the oxygen, transport the oxygen. Transport the oxygen. Hemoglobin transport the oxygen, but myoglobin it not transport the oxygen, it store the oxygen. It store the oxygen. Yes, that is the differentiation. It store the oxygen, this hemoglobin transport the oxygen. Yes, and one more differentiation is what? One more differentiation, oxygen transported by the hemoglobin. Okay, but myoglobin it is not transport, it stores only. That is the main difference. And in the myoglobin what? More oxygen stored. But in hemoglobin oxygen not stored, it is only transport. It is only what is that? So stores, more stores. Means myoglobin have the more affinity, bind with the oxygen. It bind with more oxygen. Yes, that is the main point. So for example, myoglobin present in muscles. What is the graph? Compared to the what is that hemoglobin, you listen here, this one is the x-axis, this one is the y-axis. X-axis, y-axis. So now discuss about what? Myoglobin. Myoglobin stores more oxygen. It transport less oxygen. Hemoglobin transport more oxygen, but stores less oxygen. That is the differentiation. That means what is that? Myoglobin stores more oxygen. That means the myoglobin, myoglobin dissociation curve means, so according to myoglobin, the graph move upwards. The graph move upwards. Means it is not bends right side. It is not bends right side. It moves what is that? Upwards. So it moves upwards from it moves what is that? Left side. It moves left side. So this is the important of what? Myoglobin. So that means in the myoglobin oxygen stores more. That's why what is that? In the myoglobin oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve, oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve move left side. Yes, that is the important. And form the what is that? Hyperbola. And form the what is that? Hyperbola. And form the what is that? Hyperbola. Yes, this is the important of myoglobin. Next now going to the what? Fetal oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve and mother oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. For example, you see this is the x-axis, this one is the y-axis. So mother oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve form the S-shaped sigmoid curve. Form the S-shaped sigmoid curve. That means so in the mother hemoglobin more bind with bisphosphoglycerate. More bind with bisphosphoglycerate. Mother hemoglobin, yes, this is a mother. Mother hemoglobin bind with what is that? More bind with bisphosphoglycerate. That's why mother oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve form the S-shaped sigmoid curve. The graph bends what is that? Right side. Graph bends right side. But what is the fetal oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve? You see, this is a fetal oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. This is a fetal oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. Means somewhat upwards. You see this one is a what? Fetal oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. That means fetal hemoglobin carry the more oxygen than mother hemoglobin. Because of mother hemoglobin more bind with the bisphosphoglycerate. But in the fetal hemoglobin less bind with bisphosphoglycerate. Less bind with the bisphosphoglycerate. That means this hemoglobin more bind with the oxygen. This hemoglobin more bind with the oxygen means yes, this fetal hemoglobin carries more oxygen than mother hemoglobin. 30%. So more equal amount. So 30% amount is more than mother hemoglobin. It carried by the what is that fetal hemoglobin. So that means fetal hemoglobin. So dissociation curve formed upside. Yes, this is the important of oxygen transport. Yes, oxygen transport means so oxygen carried by the hemoglobin through blood, oxygen transported from lungs to the water tissues. You know, in the lungs oxygen bind with hemoglobin. Which factors? PO2 more, pH more, so PCO2 less. Next one, so temperature less, H plus less. So that's why oxyhemoglobin binded. In the tissue area, factors are opposite. PO2 less, pH less, PCO2 more, temperature more, H plus more. That's why here in the tissue area, oxyhemoglobin dissociated, carboxyhemoglobin associated. In the lungs area, oxyhemoglobin associated, carboxyhemoglobin dissociated. Here oxyhemoglobin is associated. Here oxyhemoglobin is associate here. But here carbon dioxide and hemoglobin is what dissociated here. But here carbon dioxide and hemoglobin is associated. Oxygen and what is that hemoglobin is what dissociated. Means hemoglobin carry the oxygen from lungs to the what tissues. This is the oxygen transport. This is the oxygen transport. Now going to the carbon dioxide transport. Now going to the carbon dioxide transport. Yes. So what is the carbon dioxide transport? What is the carbon dioxide transport? You listen here. So carbon dioxide transport means tissue to the water lungs. Carbon dioxide transport means what? Tissue to the lungs, carbon dioxide transported. Through what? Blood. Through the blood. From tissue to lungs, carbon dioxide transported through blood. So in the tissue area, what factors are there? You know, PO2 is what? Less. You know, pH is what? Less. pH is less. So PCO2 is more. PCO2 is more. H plus is more. So temperature is more. Now these factors influence the carbon dioxide hemoglobin association. In this area, carbon dioxide hemoglobin dissociated, here associated. Yes, all of you listen here, children. So first one, carbon dioxide transported from tissue to the lungs. For example, from the tissues, from the cells. So for example, 100% of carbon dioxide is there. From the tissues, 100% of carbon dioxide release, for example. In 100% of carbon dioxide, 7% of carbon dioxide transport through the plasma. 7% of carbon dioxide transport through the plasma. So that means in the plasma water is there. That means carbon dioxide bind with plasma water. So that means carbon dioxide bind with what? H2O. Now form the what is that? H2CO3. As H2CO3, so transported into what? Lungs. That means 7% of carbon dioxide transported through the plasma water. Now close. Means carbon dioxide bind with H2O, form the what is that? H2CO3. These H2CO3 enter into the lungs through the what? Plasma. Next, 23% of carbon dioxide. 23% of carbon dioxide. 23% of carbon dioxide transported through carbaminohemoglobin. Carbaminohemoglobin. So 23% of carbon dioxide transported through carbaminohemoglobin means CO2 bind with hemoglobin. And in the hemoglobin, which is their amino group NH2. That means in the tissues, CO2 bind with the amino group of hemoglobin. Now form the carbamino group. NHCOO minus plus H plus. 23% of carbon dioxide transported through carbamino group. Now this reaction enter into the what? Lungs. Now this bicarbonate enter into what? Lungs. And remaining 70% of carbon dioxide transported through the RBC as bicarbonates. 70% of carbon dioxide transported through the RBC. For example, you see this is the RBC in the tissues. From the tissues, carbon dioxide releases. So especially 70% of carbon dioxide transported through RBC. Means this is a RBC plasma membrane. This is a RBC plasma membrane. In the RBC, what is a cytoplasm is there. In the cytoplasm, so water also there. You see carbon dioxide, yes, from the tissues, carbon dioxide released into the RBC. That means carbon dioxide released into RBC. In the RBC, cytoplasm is there. So in the cytoplasm, water is there. The carbon dioxide bind with water in RBC. That means form the what is that? H2CO3. H2CO3 is formed. Yes, you listen here. CO2 plus H2O form the H2CO3. In between, carbonic anhydrase enzyme influenced the form of H2CO3. Then these H2CO3 divided into HCO3 minus and H plus. These H2CO3 divided into HCO3 minus and H plus. Then HCO3 minus diffused into the plasma, blood. HCO3 minus diffused into plasma. You see Cl minus enter into the RBC. Cl minus enter into RBC. This is known as chloride shift. This is known as chloride shift. This chloride shift occur in the tissues. Now this is a plasma membrane allow the anions. This is a plasma membrane allow the anions. So that means CO2 plus H2O bind the H2CO3. H2CO3 dissociate into HCO3 minus and H plus. HCO3 minus enter into the plasma. From the plasma, Cl minus ions enter into what? RBC. That means this is chloride shift. Why Cl minus enter into RBC? For electrical balance. For electrical balance. Finally, what is that? This is chloride shift. Chloride shift occur in the tissues. Finally, what is that? 100% of carbon dioxide enter into the lungs through the three ways. Through three ways. One way is 7% of carbon dioxide transported through plasma. Next one, what is that? 23% of carbon dioxide transported through carbamino group. And 70% of carbon dioxide transported through the what is that? Bicarbonates. Bicarbonates means what? So that means H2CO3. So here chloride shift occurs. You understand my point? Finally, what is that? 100% of CO2 enter into lungs. In the lungs, all reactions. In the lungs, all reactions are reversed. In the lungs, all reactions are reversed. You listen here. So in the lungs area, all reactions are reversed. For example, this one is a RBC. In the lungs area, RBC is there. Okay. So listen here. So HCO3 minus enter into the RBC. SCO3 minus enter into RBC. Cl minus ions enter into what? Plasma. Cl minus ions are enter into plasma. That means what? This is a reverse chloride shift. This is reverse chloride. In the lungs, reverse chloride shift occurs. In the tissues area, chloride shift occurs. That means Cl minus ions enter into plasma. HCO3 minus ions are enter into what? RBC. You understand my point? So this is reverse chloride shift. Here what is that? Individual H plus ions bind with HCO3 minus. Now form the what is that? H2CO3. Now form the what? H2CO3. So finally H2CO3 formed. In the H2CO3, H2O plus CO2 both are divided. CO2 and H2O both are divided. Then the CO2 enter into the atmosphere. CO2 enter into the what? Atmosphere. Yes, this is known as a chloride shift. Yes, this is a CO2 transport. Now close the what is that? CO2 transport. Next going to the water respiratory control centers. Now going to the respiratory control centers. What is the respiratory control centers? First one, respiratory rhythm center. Rhythm center is present. So first one is what? Respiratory rhythm center. These respiratory rhythm center present in our brain, medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. Respiratory rhythm center present in medulla oblongata. These respiratory rhythm center controls our inspiration and our expiration. Inspiration and our expiration. Yes, that is the important of what? Respiratory rhythm center. Second one is what? Pneumotoxic center. Pneumotoxic center. So pneumotoxic center is there. You listen here, pneumotoxic center. This pneumotoxic center present in pons orally. Pneumotoxic center present in pons orally. Yes. Pons orally means brainstem. The pneumotoxic center moderate the respiratory rhythm center. Moderate the respiratory rhythm center. Second one is what? Alter the inspiration. Reduce the duration of inspiration. That is the main point of pneumotoxic center. Next one is what? Third one is what? Chemosensitive area. Third one is what? Chemosensitive area. This chemosensitive area also present in besides medulla. Chemosensitive area also present besides medulla. Okay. What is the chemosensitive area? Means the chemosensitive area is responded to the, so when in our blood H plus ions, CO2 ions increases. CO2 increases, H plus ions are increases, chemosensitive area activated. When chemosensitive area is activated, then send the signal to the pneumotoxic center and respiratory rhythm center. These pneumotoxic center and respiratory rhythm center identified the increased H plus and CO2. Immediately increased H plus CO2 is eliminated from the body by the pneumotoxic center and what? Respiratory rhythm center. Yes. Next one is what? Receptors. So next one is what? Receptors. What is the receptors? In a systemic aorta and a carotid aorta, systemic aorta and carotid aorta, receptors present. So aortas, arteries, systemic artery, carotid arteries are there. Now they are the what? Arteries. Now they are what? Arteries. In the arteries what is present? Receptors are present. You see receptors. In the arteries what is flowing? So blood flowing. So blood flowing. In the blood H plus ions CO2 is increases, for example. H plus and CO2 is increases in the blood. Immediately these receptors are activated. Then send the signal to pneumotoxic center and respiratory rhythm center. These pneumotoxic and respiratory rhythm center identified the increased H plus and CO2. Then CO2 and H plus ions eliminated by the respiratory rhythm center and pneumotoxic center. Yes, now finally they are the centers controls our respiration. One is what is our respiratory rhythm center present in medulla, controls inspiration and expiration. Pneumotoxic center present in pons orally. So the pneumotoxic center so control the depth of respiration and alter and moderate the what is that respiration. Next one, chemosensitive area also present in medulla. Chemosensitive area is identify H plus and CO2 concentration. H plus CO2 concentration increases, for example, chemosensitive area send the signal to pneumotoxic center and respiratory rhythm center. These two centers identified and increase H plus and CO2 eliminated from the body. Next one, what is the receptors? Systemic aorta and carotid arteries. If receptors present, in the arteries blood flowing, in the blood H plus and CO2 is increases, immediately receptors activated, send the signal to the pneumotoxic center and respiratory rhythm center. These pneumotoxic center and respiratory rhythm center eliminate the increased H plus and CO2. Yes, this is the important of rhythm centers. Okay, and finally, now discuss about what is that. These gases are transported through the blood. These gases are transported through the blood. That means oxygen transport, carbon dioxide transport. So what is that included in the our blood circulation? That means when you are understanding the blood circulation, you are easily understanding the what is that our gases transport. That means our gases are transported through the hemoglobin. Where hemoglobin present? Hemoglobin present in erythrocytes. Erythrocytes where present? Blood. Blood flowing in the, so what is that? Blood vessels. That means what is that? Gases transported through the blood. That means oxygen and carbon dioxide transported. So gases transported included in the our blood circulation. Included in the our blood circulation. You understand my point? When you understand our blood circulation, our gases circulation also easily understand. For example, you see this one is the heart. Simple diagram. So for example, this is the what heart diagram. So this one is the what right atrium. This one is what left atrium. You listen here, this is a right ventricle. This one is what left ventricle. Right atrium and left atrium. Right ventricle and what left ventricle. 4-chamber heart is present in human being. So why I am explaining the what blood circulation means through blood circulation gases transport also occurs. That's why I am explaining what is that blood circulation. So this is very simple diagram. You understand my point, my dear students? You can understand right atrium and left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. You know everything. So in a left side oxygenated blood transported. In a right side what is a deoxygenated blood transported. Oxygenated blood means what? In the blood more oxygen is present. Deoxygenated blood means in the blood more carbon dioxide is present. You understand my point? For example, here you see lungs are there. Here you see this one is the lungs. In the lungs what is present? Alveoli. In the lungs alveoli present. Yes. From the lungs, so you see pulmonary veins arises. Pulmonary veins arises. Pulmonary veins. So in the lungs oxygen. You listen here oxygen. So bind with what? Hemoglobin in the lungs area. That means in the pulmonary veins oxygenated blood is transported. That means oxygenated blood enter into the left atrium through the pulmonary veins. Through the what? Pulmonary veins. Oxygenated blood. Yes. So that means oxygenated blood present in where? Left atrium. Then the blood enter into what? Left ventricle. You understand? Left ventricle. From the left ventricle systemic aorta arises. You see, this is systemic aorta. So this is also known as what? Dorsal aorta. This is also known as dorsal aorta. This is also known as systemic aorta. This is also known as systemic aorta. Through, so in the lungs oxygen mixed with what? Blood. That is oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood enter into what? Pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins to what? Left atrium. Left atrium what? Left ventricle. Left ventricle to what? Systemic aorta. Means in the systemic aorta oxygenated blood is present. in a systemic aorta oxygenated blood. The systemic aorta oxygenated blood supply into the body parts or tissues. Body parts are what? Tissues. Systemic aorta transported oxygenated blood into tissues. When oxygenated blood supplied to tissues, from the tissues deoxygenated blood releases. Deoxygenated blood. The deoxygenated blood released from tissues, it is received by the capillaries. These capillaries are what is at post-caval vein. These capillaries form the what? Post-caval vein. Now this is the post-caval vein. This is also known as inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava. So that means from the tissues, deoxygenated blood carried by the post-caval vein. Post-caval vein. You understand my point? Post-caval vein. So finally, deoxygenated blood transported through the post-caval vein. Post-caval vein to what? Right atrium. Yes, in the right atrium, what is present? Deoxygenated blood. The deoxygenated blood enter into right atrium. From right atrium to enter into what? Right ventricle. Enter into right ventricle. From the right ventricle, you see pulmonary aorta arises. Pulmonary aorta. This pulmonary aorta carries what? Deoxygenated blood into the what? Lungs. Into the what? Lungs. Means deoxygenated blood means in the deoxygenated blood more carbon dioxide present. More carbon dioxide present. More carbon dioxide blood transported by the post-caval vein. Pulmonary aorta. These pulmonary aorta start from right ventricle to what? Lungs. That means to the lungs carbon dioxide enters through the what? Pulmonary aorta, carbon dioxide. These carbon dioxide enter into lungs to what? Atmosphere. From the lungs oxygen released into pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein to what is that? Left atrium. Left atrium to what? Left ventricle. Left ventricle to what? Systemic aorta. Systemic aorta to what? Tissues. In the tissues, so to the tissues oxygen releases. From the tissues carbon dioxide releases. These carbon dioxide carried by post-caval vein. Post-caval vein opens into right atrium. Means right side chambers transported have the what is the deoxygenated blood. So right ventricle also have the deoxygenated blood. From the right ventricle, you say pulmonary aorta arises. These pulmonary aorta opens into what? Lungs. To the lungs carbon dioxide releases. To the lungs what is releases? Carbon dioxide. Yes, this is the what? Blood circulation with gases transport. This is a double circulation. Human being double circulation. Right side what is formed? So right side deoxygenated blood circulated. Left side what is that? So left side deoxygenated blood. Right side deoxygenated blood is transported. You understand? So this is also included in this diagram. What is that? Two are there. So yes, you see, for example, in the lungs, so between oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange. For example, you see, this one is the lungs alveoli. You say this one is the what? Alveoli. These alveoli made up of what? Squamous epithelial cells, alveoli. Squamous epithelial cells. Then what is that? This is pulmonary capillaries. Pulmonary capillaries. There's a pulmonary capillaries. You listen here. In the pulmonary capillaries, walls made up of endothelial cells. They are endothelial cells. They are what is that? Endothelial cells. In the capillaries, what is flowing? What? Blood flowing. You listen here. For example, you see, this is a pulmonary capillaries. Here what? Endothelium. It is also squamous epithelium. This is a alveoli. This alveoli made up of squamous epithelium. This is squamous epithelium. This is endothelium. In between, what is that? Basement membrane is formed. Basement membrane. Yes, this is a thin membrane. This is a thin membrane. Through this system, through this alveoli and blood capillaries, gases exchanged. So O2 is there, for example. O2 diffused into the blood capillaries through squamous epithelium, basement membrane, endothelium. From the blood capillaries, what is that? Carbon dioxide releases. So O2 released into blood. Now the blood carry the oxygen into the what? Left atrium. Now this one is a blood. This from the blood, what is released as? Carbon dioxide. Then carbon dioxide enter into what? Atmosphere. So this thin membrane, so useful for what is that? Exchange of gases based on the diffusion procedure. Based on the diffusion procedure. You understand process? Yes, finally what is that? Oxygen enter into blood, carbon dioxide enter into what? Lungs. Exchange of gases. You see carbon dioxide and what is that? Oxygen solubility. So compared to oxygen and carbon dioxide solubility, so carbon dioxide have the more solubility than oxygen. 25% more than carbon dioxide have the more than solubility of than oxygen. You understand my point? Yes, carbon dioxide have more solubility than what is that? Oxygen. That's why carbon dioxide easily enter into diffuse into the alveoli. Alveoli enter to the what? Atmosphere. And oxygen diffused from alveoli to the what? Blood. Yes, finally this is known as what? Oxygen and what is that? Carbon dioxide transport. So finally this is oxygen and carbon dioxide transport. Okay. So in the deoxygenated blood, in the oxygenated blood, how much of oxygen partial pressure, carbon dioxide pressure is there? So for example, you listen here. In atmosphere, so in atmosphere, so oxygen, carbon dioxide partial pressures. So atmosphere, what is at 159 mmSg, oxygen partial pressure of oxygen. CO2 0.03% mmSg. So it is enter into what is our alveoli. In alveoli, oxygen partial pressure is 104. So carbon dioxide partial pressure is what? 40. So in the deoxygenated blood, so oxygen partial pressure 40, carbon dioxide partial pressure 45. In oxygenated blood, partial pressure of oxygen 45 mmHg, carbon dioxide 40. In tissues, so oxygen partial pressure 40, carbon dioxide partial pressure is 45 in tissues. 40, 45, 40, 45. 159, 104, 40, 40, 45, 40. This is a partial pressure. So students, so in this lesson, O2 and CO2 transport, in this lesson, so you can learn the what is that O2 transport and CO2 transport. CO2 transport, O2 transported from lungs to tissues, CO2 transported from tissue to the lungs. So I am explained easy method. You can understand, and after then you do the some questions, assignments like that. It is easy. So that's why. So now completed this oxygen and CO2 transport. Thank you very much.